For this vlog, I'll be discussing chapter 15. Chapter 15 basically talks about free speech and how there's pressure for free speech, and chapter 15 discusses the case of visiting foreign students. So for this, I grasped the concept of maybe this chapter may be about foreign exchange students in schools and how they may be voicing their opinions on how they may be learning. So the chapter begins by saying this all began with a campus newspaper article that shared an international student's critical view of his home country. It ended with the young man's remorse at what he had said. U.S. government officials concerns that the article might jeopardize his safety in a week-long debate in the paper newsroom. That doesn't really make sense, but okay. The main question for the newspaper staff, in the words of its editor-in-chief, was, what do we do when a source who may not have understood the American media process, who might be in physical danger or danger of being repressed by his government, wants something removed or changed after publication? Honestly, I really don't even like how this chapter is starting out, because just because the student isn't necessarily from America, it doesn't have to always be about what America wants, because sometimes you need that different point of view to help you change and help you get to a better place. And that's one thing that's wrong with America. They don't want change. They want to go back to the way things were in 1897, and that's not how things work. So I'm sorry, but all of you old, stuck in your ways type of people, you're gonna have to get out of that. And that's one thing I really hate about America. As the chapter goes on, all the names in the story are real. The student who identifies the paper was debating whether to protect is safe back in his homeland. So basically, he was publishing something that had something to do with his homeland that could possibly get him put in danger and different things like that, which in a sense, like, all of this is unnecessary. This chapter is really unnecessary. This chapter doesn't use the student's last name. Basically, the situation, there's American culture with the Minnesotan twist. After spring semester, classes end each May. The Minnesota Daily goes into summer mode. The award-winning campus newspaper at the University of Minnesota prints one edition a week rather than 4 operating with smaller staff of students. So the rest of the chapter just breaks down how the situation evolved and how there were bold statements and straightforward views and different things like that. Basically, the students spoke critically about the different facets of modern Tunisia and mentioned his father's past involvement in opposition politics. So really, that's really all this is about. It's about how this guy is from, of course, he's an international student. He talks about how his dad and his family and how they're all involved in the politics back home, and how he doesn't like how the government is running at home, and like, you know, and compare it to America and different things like that. So really, this chapter was, in my opinion, unimportant. I feel like you should always voice your opinion no matter what happens in the world, because your opinion is important, and not to mention it's always important to someone else. Don't always let the government try to control everything you do, because that's what they're trying to do now. So yeah.